Well, good afternoon again. Hope you're all alright. Staying safe as best you can. Stay in. Listen to me jabber on a little bit, I suppose, but just hope you're alright. Stay safe. That's the thing. It's a very, very sad time. We've lost over 100,000 people. They're all our, we're all a family, really, when you think about it. But 100,000 people's parents, mum, dads, granddads, brothers, sisters, etc., etc. They're still all somebody's family, and our hearts go out to all of them. But I say the plus side, it's not a plus side to this, losing 100,000 people. But the scientists have done a fantastic job getting us a vaccination that we're going. And you imagine in the First World War when we'd lost 50 million all over the world. I know, but with the Spanish flu, now we have a flu jab. Don't take no notice. Go in there, end of the come the beginning of the winter, we're going to have our flu jab, and away we go. I'd like to think this is what's going to happen with the COVID, but we'll have our jabs very soon, and we can go back to some sort of normality, whatever that is. But just take care. And I say, well, mine and we talk about it quite a bit, but we've got to be positive. We're going to get through this. It's going to be all right. So anyway, I'm going to do a Liz Armand one here today, a little story. Do you mind the time? This one's called. 3 old salts sitting in their habitual seat overlooking the Sinai's Arbor. Josiah, Lightfoot and Arizona are friends from boyhood. Fishermen born and bred. As young men, their lives had consisted of going to sea 6 days a week. Then on Sundays, donning their best navy suits, stiff white collars and dark ties, and wearing rakish bowlers at a jaunty angle, they would attend the local Methodist chapel. This had been their social life. It had given them the opportunity to eye up the maidens, exchanging witty remarks, choosing possible partners. Now in their twilight years, grey-haired but still wearing fishermen's smocks, they enjoyed the warmth of the sun on their arthritic limbs. "What's it doing?" asks one, indicating the sea and the sky. "Oh, Meccan," replies another. "Looks settled enough to me," opinions Lightfoot. "You never could tell the weather," Lightfoot replies Josiah. "Look at the times you put out to sea and then to run home," adds Arizona. "I tell 'ee," continued Josiah, "we shall have a nor'easter before long, and anyway, my knees are giving me jip, and that's a sign of poor weather." Then he noticed an elderly lady pass him. "Here, isn't that Grace Trimwith that was? I mind she up chapel. Some pretty little maid she was. She was a goer all right, though. I took her up Nell Steeple more'n once." "Mar Dickie your end, didn't she?" asked Lightfoot. "And he was her second. Never could know what she saw him. Very quiet, what man, wasn't it?" "Quiet enough now," cackles Josiah. "He went dead nearly 12 months ago. Her tell now she's on the lookout again." "Well, we're all safe enough, all being mar men. She went look at we." Arizona, a man of few words, adds his contribution. "Yes, I wouldn't like to be number 3. I reckon she worked the others to death. I did hear, though, that Dickie Uren left her very comfortable. Had a net loft as well as a boat, didn't it?" They spy another old fisherman hurrying up fast as he could after the said Mrs. Grace Uren. "Look there, this old fool with Billy Newber running after her. Well, I never. Carrying her basket he is, and look, now their arm a crook." "In my opinion," said Josiah, "Billy Nibber always had an eye for the main chance, but I don't give for much his chances with she. He's all right for carrying her basket, but she be looking for a man with a bit of substance to him. Billy Nibber haven't got tuppence to rub together," he continues. "Here, see that, can he? There's that fish salesman lifting his hat to her now. Watch out, boys, I reckon we're looking at number 3. Arizona observes, "See her laughing and geeking up against him, and flicking her head, and he's just as bad, smirking and acting like one gone mazed." "I told you," said Josiah, "she was some girl when she was young, didn't I? I reckon the fish salesman have cut out Billy Nibber, sure enough." The 3 old friends sit in a compatible science, wondering up the folly of men, secure in the knowledge that neither of them would come to the attention of widow Uren, that they would soon be taking a turn or two along the gale before making their way home to their respective wives. "What have you got for tay? Anything good?" asked Lightfoot. "The boy dropped in for a few pilchards yesterday," replies Josiah. "My missus marinated them." Lightfoot ruminated. I'd to find that marionettes to repeat me awful nowadays. If I was to eat one or two of my for my tea, I should be taking bicarb all night. Slowly the three friends puffed and panted their way up to steep St Ives Street, and at last they reached Josiah's cottage. I ain't sorry to be home, he says. I tell 'ee this much, it'll take a bare powder of strength to be graced with number 3. I know I wouldn't have the bones for she. Nor the inclination, says Arizona. Come on with thee, Lightfoot. Leave us bound. See mar, boy. And this is just a how's that one by David Prowse. How's that? Befitting her nature, discreetly she comes, with no blaring trumpets or pounding of drums, just a smile on her face as she strolls round the bend. It's cricket back home, like a long-valued friend. What memories she stirs on these seasons gone by, not at Yorkshire or Hampshire or Surrey was I, but stepping in cowpats and shaking with nerves, the first time I played for St Buryan Reserves. No more than a schoolboy, but eager to please, I was sent to the boundary to field midst the trees, and silently there I entreated the skies to give me safe hands if I had a chance should arise. As time ticked away, there was little to do, and the keen wind was turning my anxious hands blue. So my mind drifted off, and I studied a bird, till suddenly somewhere a voice could be heard. It was Grandad, my Grandad, who watched every game. From back of the hedge, he was calling my name. And up in the heavens, a ball I could see. It was tumbling and turning and heading for me. Before I could think, it had thumped on my chest, where I grabbed it and held it like someone possessed. Then I tossed it up high with a nonchalant fling and invited applause from a newly crowned king. But Grandad had no such fine thoughts in his head. He was wagging his finger and shouting instead. You a good pair of hands, but you're lacking in sense. You're standing 10 feet past the boundary fence. Thanks very much, and just take care.